Good morning. Well, you repay your personal debts first or your business debt first. And by personal debts, we are using an example of our mortgage, and for business debt, we are using our example of business credit card debts. So the mortgage has a balance of 38,000 and the credit card debt has a balance of 3,000. The mortgage has interest rate of 4.25 and the business interest rate is annual interest rate is 16.99%, and the mortgage monthly interest is $130, and the business credit card that has interest about a monthly interest of about $29. The mortgage minimum due is around $931 every month, and the credit card debt minimum due is around $47 a month. We pay, I will say, $2,931 a month toward the mortgage, allocating extra $2,000 toward the principal. So when we pay 2,931, 931 has about 400 minimum principal, 130 for interest, and then we have escrow. But then we add another $2,000 to make a total of 2,931, and that $2,000 goes toward the principal so that we can pay off quickly. And the credit card, when we pay about $400 a month, even though the minimum due is $47. So we allocate one full income. My husband and I, we are full-time employees, and we live on one income, and we use the other to pay our mortgage and invest in our business, and that's how we allocate that income. 2,000 goes toward the mortgage principal, and 400 goes toward the business. So why do we want to pay the mortgage off first? That's a high balance there with a low interest rate, instead of paying the business credit card debt that is a low balance with a higher credit card interest rate. Well, let's talk about what a house means to us. So that's when you have a situation like that, business and personal debts, you need to compare the nature of the debt and see what you are comfortable with and your reasons to back off your decision before you take action. So a house is a need. I'm just going to read my note and explain it if something needs to be explained. So a basic shelter is a need. We want to pay it off. If you pay more than additional principal to your house, you are at risk of losing a lot of money if you don't pay it off. So like in our situation, we are paying a lot toward the principal. So if we don't pay it off, and maybe a loss of a job, and we cannot make our payments and we lose the house, we will lose a lot because we put a lot toward the principal over the years. So it's even a higher pressure to put it to pay off. So in case of financial struggle or temporary loss of income, you are forced to give back the house to the bank. You lose your capital. For that reason, paying off your house as much as possible, pay off your house as much as possible and as quickly as possible. Not just as much as possible, but as quickly as possible as well. So when you get the balance to below your 401k, it is a safe zone. That's why my husband and I did. We have about 36,000, lower than 38,000 at the moment, and I would say we got the balance to a level that is lower than our 401k. So In case of job loss, you could cash out your 401k to pay off the house and keep a roof over your head and your children's head. So in our case, we got our mortgage balance to below our 401ks, but we continue to pay more than the minimum because we want to pay it off and start investing in our businesses. So I want our businesses to start generating profit higher than our income. So that's the goal. Over the years, we learned to reduce our expenses and set a budget for our monthly expenses that work great for us. So we need around $800 a month for our living expenses without our mortgage included. That includes our utilities and our groceries as well, but not the mortgage or credit card debts. So that's why it's important to have a budget. You fine tune it over time to get it to what works for you. And a budget is now what you spend every month, but it's pretty much the max that you should be spending every month. If you don't take into consideration unexpected expenses. So our monthly mortgage is around $900 a month. When we pay off our mortgage from the moment our business started to generate $1,000 a month in profit, we know we created one source of income to support us beside our income from our job. So that is our goal. Although I'm targeting two goals here, generating profit higher than our income and paying off our mortgage to keep our expenses at a minimum, be able to reach the first goal faster. So those goals are kind of intertwined. So paying off our mortgage is a goal that I want to reach fast because it is tied to our shelter need. We know how to keep our grocery expenses low, and our grocery expenses this year is $300. Last year was $375 and it was good, and I think that's our comfort zone. But this year I wanted to try $300 a month, and for our family of 5, and that is working as well, or our household of 7, and that is working. So, and we grow some of our vegetables as well around our house. So we are working on lowering our personal expenses and creating multiple sources of income at the same time. So for that nature of our personal debt, it makes sense to me to make that a priority and pay our personal debt first over our business debts. So that's another example of my argument to support my decision why I wanted to pay that high balance first, keep throwing a bunch of money at it and just allocating $400 toward the business. That's another reason why it is important for us to pay off the house, because we put so much in it that we wanted to really pay off. We got it to a safe zone below our 401k, but we just wanted to use our full-time job income to pay off without touching our 401k while we are working hard to get our business off the ground. So we are adding just a little bit, we are investing a little bit in our business, but then when you don't spend a lot on your business, that means you'll spend a lot of sweat equity on the business, and you learn a lot as well by going that route. So I prefer to do that, and that's one reason. And another reason, because we talk about it in the prior video, another reason is the business can generate income when the house we are living in it is not generating income. Another reason is the business can deduct critical interest expense as business deduction when the mortgage interest from the house is not going to be deducted on our 1040. So and another reason is that in dollar amount, not just comparing interest rate, but by just comparing the dollar amount, we are paying a lot in interest for the mortgage, 130 a month versus $29 a month for the credit card. We are going to pay that $3,000 off within a year, so we are not going to pay 16.99 times 3,000 on 16.39% times 3,000. We are not going to pay that as interest toward the credit cards, and so it just makes sense to us that by, instead of comparing the rate, to compare the dollar amount that the interest is costing us on both sides, to see which one is costing us more money. So that's a mortgage, so it makes sense for us to just keep lowering that debt, because each time we pay more toward the principal, the interest goes down, and when the interest goes down, that extra, that saving in interest get added to the minimum principal that is in the minimum mortgage due every month. So it is a goal for us to just keep throwing money at it and paying it off, so that we can now have more income available to invest in our business. But in the meantime, by that time, we will put enough sweat equity into the business to come up with strategy to make the business generate its own income to cover its own expenses. Thank you so much for watching our video. I'm Afiavi Ojune Libroman, creators of Lemon Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and owners of Nina's Soap. And our website, the blog, is ninassoap.com and ninassoap.com, and our natural product store is ninassoap.com with 2 S, and we have our custom apparel store that is liberlabel.com. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you all that subscribe to our channel, and we thank you all that commented. We appreciate it. Oh, and another 2 points, on our blog we have a free download session. Sometimes I will put freebies there, like I think recently I added free to-do list there as well. So we have forms for filing taxes there. We have budget spreadsheets there. We have budget expense tracker, so you could access those on the free download session. And the in the sidebar, we can just scroll to see which templates you are interested in and click on it and download. You don't need, if you are new on our blog, you don't need to subscribe to access those free download, but we will be happy if you can join our community so that we can interact and share ideas. But you are free to download anything from that free session for your personal use without subscribing or logging. Thank you so much.